What? What did I just watch? I'm dead serious, by the way. What did What did I just watch? What did I just witness? What? What did I just witness? I, I have words have failed me to what it was I just fucking witnessed. I don't have I need a drink after that. Non-alcoholic. Oh dear lord. What the shit did I just witness? I know here on the Untitled Sickles Project, I like to keep things, semi-cordial, semi-professional. Purely because words have... It's what we've witnessed, for the Mariners in these past 6 games, and it was a tough pill to swallow. Yeah. Before we get into before we get to where we are right now, where we're just confused, very confused. If it's not really usual, my Elgato's not working, so just ignore the little 00 thing on the bottom using the camera app, because Elgato stuff is a pain in my butt to use. Just pretend it's, actually, there we go. See, you won't know what happens in my franchise. But chat, let's go back to Friday. Let's just go back to Friday. Friday morning, we're in San Francisco. It is a bullpen game. Mariners would... It was an exciting game of baseball. 15 hits. It looks like the bats are starting to come to alive. Julio had a great game. Cal rallied and just stared at them the entire time. Polanco, I mean... Oh, good lord. I was having a great time. Yes, the loss did sting. But let's be honest, this was a bullpen game. The way how you look at it, it is a bullpen game. And bullpen games are chaotic. They are absolutely, in every sense of the word, as crazy and chaotic as they can get. They are insanely crazy. They are insanely chaotic. Anything can go happen. We somehow managed to chase Verlander, who, I mean, I'm okay with us. We still own. He only went 2 1/3. Dude got completely chased out of that game. That was a great game. Bats were to come along. I was like, you know what? Things are going to be coming around. Everything's going to be just okay. This is the game that you needed to see. The bats seemingly ice cold. All right. I mean, sure, San Francisco Stadium might be, Coors Field might be, a little hitter friendly. It is probably without a doubt one of the nicest ballparks. But the Bats, they were alive. They were great. It was a bullpen game. Umpires just suck. That was a strike. He called a ball. It's, oh, man, don't you just love, you gotta love it. You gotta do what you gotta do from some time to time, and yeah. It's just, it is what it is. Sometimes it's GG umpire diff. Nothing much to say about Friday's affair. Sorry, Saturday's affair. Although one thing I did wanted to note, 5 strikeouts out of everybody that game. Only 5 strikeouts. So the ball's being put, ball's being put into play a little more. You know what? Gotta take that. Ball's being put into play a little bit more. Strikeouts were noticeably down versus the Giants. Like, very so much to where I was like, okay, it's good. And again, we go into Sunday. There are only 6 strikeouts. Like, sure, the Mariners may have gotten swept, but I was going to be selective, and I was going to only pick the positive things out of this. Umpires, they suck. They should have won that game on Friday. And they probably should have won on Sunday too. But you know what? Sometimes baseball is a cruel and unusual sport, and it doesn't happen. But there is the big unfortunate news. Victor Robles, oh boy, in the 10th inning, collides into the outfield. He looks like he appears to land on his wrist. It is a shoulder fracture. For what we know right now, it is a shoulder fracture, and he is going to be out for 12 weeks. That is a brutal blow for this team. Currently, probably one of the best everyday the best hitters every day. He is hitting at 273 upon his departure, and I think with the trajectory that we would have been going, that probably would have been around his average for this year. Maybe a little bit higher. He was hitting over 300 last year, and Rubles looked like he was finishing where he was going to be left off, and that is probably the biggest blow to this team. He is somebody that I consider in this locker room that, I don't know how you look at this. It is a huge blow. This is where you look at the starting rotation, this current group of players, and I'm looking at this and going, we got to do better than this right now. This is bad. This is bad. And if you're the Mariners organization at this point, you're looking at, you reap what you sow. The outfield I consider to be fine. You have depth in the minor league. And as much as everybody wants to go, oh man, maybe they should invest, they did. You have Luke Raley that can play in the outfield. Except this the way how it is, they only like him facing one side of the plate. They only like facing him only against right-handed pitchers, I believe. And they will only have him hit against those kinds of pitchers. And they don't like the idea of platooning him, and it really shows. So, Luke Raley is going to have to step in here. He's going to have to step in the outfield for now. Even then, they've called up Dominic Canzone, who I will get into more about Mr. Dominic Canzone as we progress, but I think the series against the Giants, positive. It's a sweep, but the bats are all here. Starting pitching was as best as it could be. Run support, they're hitting runs. You really wish they got more run support for the team, and you just didn't have to force, scenarios that you go to extras for. Again, they had 11 hits on the Sunday game. just couldn't bat anybody in, which is starting to see a noticeable trend. But I'm gonna pick and choose a little bit here. We're gonna be positive. I think this is probably the most positive sweeps to see. You saw what you needed to see, which was hitting improvement. All right, let's go to Monday's game. We got Monday happens. Mariners, they beat the Astros. We got off of a game-winning home run by Randy. No, it was Bliss starts things off with a 2-run shot. That felt good for Ryan Bliss. It had to have felt great for Bliss. And here comes, dude, Jorge Polanco, man. Dude, I can't hate this guy. Polanco did great. Logan Gilbert mowed down that entire offense. Like, my really concern is Santos, but he's not been really a strikeout kind of guy so far. And this is, an Astros team that all of a sudden their strikeout numbers have just soared these past few days. And not gonna lie, really wish he could have held it his own down there, but you know what? That's why we have Andres Munoz, who has been perfect this entire season. Mariners win. Again, strikeout. 6 strikeouts! It's just, we found a new concern. Runners left on base. That's kind of the new concern that I have, which is, how many runners are we going to be really leaving on base here? We gotta try to do something about that, boys. Cause gotta find a way. You gotta find a way. So hopefully, this is something that they can do. They can really grasp as the season progresses. They have stuff to work on. But let's get into yesterday's game, which Tuesday. This was Hello Darkness, my old friend. I went into this particularly very mad. And I think for what it is right now, last night was truly frustrating, to say the least. You go into extra innings, right? You have Ryan Bliss, Julio Rodriguez at second base. And those guys are fast. And you don't do anything. I was mad last night. I was annoyed because it's the same shit. You didn't do anything in the offseason to show me what you've got. To show this fan base who, again, what happens when there are playoff expectations that have been placed on this team for the past 2 years and you don't make the playoffs. You don't make the playoffs. You miss the playoffs for the past 2 seasons, and it's been a trend where it's, man, this pitching is really good. If only we had hitting. Departures like Eniel Suarez, guess what? His numbers was going to cool off, but that hot streak that he had? You kidding me? That hot streak that he had was... words have failed me for that hot streak. I was so happy for him. Ty France, I mean, let's look at good old Ty France. Good old good old Ty France. Let's see what our old friend has been up to. Our old friend Ty France. 205 right now with the Minnesota Twins. 205. Not too great. Going. Any else? Let's look at how our good old buddy Enienio Suarez has done. He's batting 156 right now. Scorching hot start. Ice cold, right, is just ice cold right now. If you really wanna, if it's why, let's look at his splits. If I can, game logs. Um, he was hitless for 5 games. He has not registered a hit in 8 of the 14 games he has played in. So, as much as we know who is a streaky player, but you wish you had those home runs on this team, though. Ty Francis has done so great. I mean, let's look at Josh Rojas. What has Josh Rojas been up to? I like Josh. Josh Rojas has not registered any stats. He's on the 10-day. He hasn't had an appearance this year. He's got a right toe fracture. So that's kind of the impact bats that have left. Mitch Haniger, I'm assuming he hasn't signed anywhere. But from what I have seen, we all seen with 19 strikeouts, we know this team. This team is depth pieces and platoon play. It's not. It's less of. It's less of what they were when they had a really good infield, but you can we were able to rotate guys in and out of the outfield. Because Kelenic was a bit of a spark plug and an intriguing prospect too. I mean, there's another player we should check up on. Jared Kelenick's only a 185 batting average. He is a 185 batting average right now. And let's look at last year. We can take a quick look-see at last year. He had 231, which I consider slightly below average. Think you're 1% better. You are league average. So Kelenic, he's at 179 right. So yeah, their impact bats that certainly have left this team, and they've had moments, and that's all we talk about. But to understand what the Mariners' long-term plan, it's always been the. You know this, I know this. It's always the farm. There is nothing more frustrating, but this team is built for the farm. It's our impact bats. They're in the farm, and it's still easy to say, oh, we need to call up Cole Young, we need to call up Tyler Locklear, we need to call up Ben Williamson, which I imagine one of those three is probably going to be called up here at point in May. Just let's some point in May. There's gonna need to be something. One of those three is gonna be brought up because our first base, Roddy Telez. I mean, I even said in the preview, hot start, white hot start, and then ice cold. He's been ice cold. And to me, I look at this and I see that there's an easy solution. And unfortunately, I see the current move, me being the armchair GM. Locklear has to be the better option right now. He just has to be the better option right now. You can't come here and look at me and tell me that Locklear right now isn't a better first baseman option than Rowdy Tillman. I mean, I give him another week, but if he can't figure it out in a week, you gotta call Tyler up. I mean, they don't want to put Polanco. They don't want. I don't know what the heck they wanted him to be doing. They don't want him facing like a certain area of pitching. That too. So right now, I think your best ad is to get Tyler Locklear here soon. I think he's the first ad for this team in the farm call up. Like the first real impact ad. Dominic Canzone doesn't. He's a quad A player. I think that's kind of what we kind of expected from it. He is a quad A player through and through. That's kind of these depth, right? But you're gonna put Luke Raley out there more than Dominic Canzone. So you get Tyler Locklear. He, I imagine, should be here, I guess, in 2 weeks, or unless Rowdy Telez starts getting hot, because you can't tell me a guy who's got like 1 or 2 hits right now, and you cannot call and there's no way you're thinking of that. I don't see in what universe that Rowdy Telez is better than Tyler Locklear right now. And it really stinks. He is a AAA player right now. We've seen him. I mean, if he was batting like 175 right now, I'd be like, you know what? I'm not so sure. You got to give him give him till the end of the month to figure it out. But Rowdy, as of right now, I don't think is it. Miles Mastrobuoni is okay, right? I think his role is right where it needs to be. And our honorable Tony LaStella / whoever the heck was in that 1 year, I don't even remember. It's the Tony LaStella Award, the Veteranocity Award that we are going to be bringing in. Dude, what the hell are we doing with Devin Solano, man? What the hell are we doing? You know, he almost has as many plate appearances as games the Mariners have played. The Mariners have played 13 games. And he has only had 18 plate appearances. And this was our big off-season signing. Like, somebody who I thought was going to play every day. Or at least have more than okay, he's got more than Miles. Okay, more plate appearances than 18. What are we doing with him? And again, it goes to show you the biggest off-season acquisition. It's totally as uninspiring as ever. Yeah. I am. This one really really gets me riled up at night. Because to me, right? To me, right? There's no way. There's no way that this should be the platoon right now. Right? I mean, we still have a couple weeks to figure out what Ryan Bliss is. Oh, what's that? We got news today. Oh, dear Lord. He's on the 10-day IL for a triceps tear. Yeah. Again, aren't you guys, don't you guys love winning? Don't you just love winning? Bliss, who I thought was starting to just turn it around a little bit in before his 4 strikeout performance. I'm willing to blame injuries on that one, but yeah, Bliss is gonna be out for a while, for it looks like too. So we get to say Leo Rivieras. Hope we're ready to see him again. I guess we're gonna see more Devon Solano, I guess, in the meantime. Because they really want Polanco to just be the DH guy. We'll see where Maury's at this Friday, this weekend. But, yeah. Our infield has as many questions. It feels like the only one that's meant to be here is Jorge Polanco, and I imagine he's going to be cooling off very soon. I mean, Cal, you wish he was better. He can hit home runs. It's about it. It's about it. He's terrifying. Strong out a lot of ABs. But I really want more from Big Dumper over there. But now we get to today's game, and the Joker arc, RGS Joker arcs are as I I just have I'm out for a lot. I'm just astonished for words. So yeah, today was quite funny. Randy Rosarena grand slam. Bases loaded. Randy Rosarena draws a walk and they win the game. Isn't baseball funny, guy? Baseball. I was looking at the score. I was watching the game cast because I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch the top 48 tracks in Mario Kart. I was gonna be all over that. I was gonna be all over 40. I was watching the top 98 Mario Kart tracks. I was keeping an eye on. I was watching very closely in the 8th and 9th. But bullpen games are just as exciting to watch when the Astros are doing predictably hitting against our stronger guys, and then a bunch of funny stuff happens. Bunch of funny stuff happens. And yeah. 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 Baseball's a funny sport. I was about to like tear into the Mariners organization. I was like, you reap what you sow. What the hell are we doing? And then it's just, what the hell was that game? We got a bunch of errors from JP Crawford in the infield. And for some reason, we win this game. Julio hadn't gotten a hit since the first inning of the San Francisco Giants game. Gets a clutch 2-run in the 9th to tie the game. Because baseball's just funny. I was like, all right, you know what? Let's see what Mitch Garver can do. Okay, draws a walk. All right. Draws a walk. Nice. Cal Raleigh, okay, fielder's choice, ground out. Beep. Down to Randy Rosarena, the man who got the grand slam. I don't want this game going to extra innings. I have to do this recording, and we got to, and like after the second I'm done this, I have to play Portal 2 with Spencer. Yeah, this is funny. This game was funny. They win off of a walk bases loaded situation against Brian Abreu, arguably one of their best back-end relievers, right? You don't have to face Josh Hader. He pitched 2 innings yesterday. This game was funny. Baseball's funny. So, I'm gonna need another week to see, do we need a Taegan? Do we not? Because upon further reflection, our hitting is good. They've got stuff to work on. Strikeout numbers, they are generally down. That 19-game strikeout performance, I hope to never see that again. But Flamer Valdez is very good. He's a good guy. He's good at what he does. And yeah. The thing that they have to work on is they have to be able to beat starting pitchers. That is still the theme. They have chased some guys, but they need the ability to do well. They need that ability to do well. So that's going to do it for me today. I'm going to need another week. Let's look at the Mariners schedule coming up here for the Mariners. Let's look at their schedule. Okay, so let's see. I think we'll do the Rangers. Definitely do the Rangers. But we'll see how it goes. Could go great, could go poorly. Then they have a big road trip. The Cincinnati Reds, who right now they can't hit. The Blue Jays, their pitching looks really bad. Boston's going to be the real test, but then you're home to the Marlins and the Angels. So, as much as where we kind of feel right now, it's not over quite yet. There's still lots of baseball to play. There's going to be a really good evaluation period for Rowdy Tellez. I give him till the 28th of April. And if he's still not figuring it out, you gotta call up Locklear. So the hitting, gonna give it another week. Gonna give it to the Blue Jays. Because they always struggle in Toronto. But, we'll see. Anyways, that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And hey, it's only 13 games. We're not even 10% of the season yet. Breathe. For the sake of everything. I think things are going in our direction. We just need to breathe. Let's breathe a little. Alright? Let's breathe. Relax. George Kirby's going to hopefully be here by May. Matt Brash should be joining the bullpen soon. We should be seeing Troy Taylor at some point. Let's breathe.